all again.
We're back. Hey everybody.
We should just start completely over and
start everything all over again. Let's just quickly go and reintroduce who we're playing, and because we have Tony D back with us now, so let's do just that. We have Obo Crazy with us tonight. Obo, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I am wearing this awesome shirt from the Lambert House. You can go support it if you take a look online. If you do a search for Lambert House D&D Wizards of the Coast, go help out Pride Month and get this awesome shirt. And yay, monthly modules!
Yay! We have other Lauren with us today. Lauren, how you doing?
Yep, I'm great. I'm not Salty Ginger. Today I'm playing Sugar, Adelard, Baby, Azamar, Sibling, Paladin, Warlock. Fun times, go.
We also have Chris with us tonight. Chris, how you doing?
I'm good. Hay fever's killing me. I'll be playing the oldest of the Adelard brothers, sisters, siblings. And yeah, Ziomedes, Helpless Barbarian. He's a unbeliever in his deity Bahamut. And he's not too smart, so he went to get a coffee while everyone else solves the mystery of whatever hell is making us fall asleep. Alright.
Coffee
we also have... Yeah, this is true. We have Tony D with us tonight. How you doing, my friend?
Hi guys, it's so nice to be back. I apologize for being a little late. I had an appointment and then I just got back from, but I didn't want to miss out, so I kind of forced them to bring me back in. Shows nothing without Trinkle Teabottle, the halfling bard, who is a babe and who rocks the world and who will sing you the lovely songs of sweet serenity. So, thanks for having me back.
Great stuff. As for myself, I'll be playing Rylan Adelard, the middle sibling of the Adelards. He is an Asimar sorcerer, and he's here to solve a mystery. And I think at the moment he's pretty pissed off with his brother, Ziomedes, for some revelations that happened last week. You guys, we did the sponsors info. I'll drop it all again for you guys. Fantasy Grounds and WaylandGames.co.uk. Go check them out. And of course, you guys know how to interact with today's show. Let's go to Obo Crazy. What happened last week? And let's take us into this episode.
Okay, last week there was drama. There was soap opera drama. There were ships and contracts and so much awesome interpersonal drama. And maybe that'll all eventually get worked out, but we're kind of in the middle of that as you guys have arrived at Verzamund, which is the dwarven settlement that you've been contracted to help out with. They have a cave they really want to get mining into. It's got gold and gems and all kinds of fun stuff, but every time everyone goes into the cave, they fall asleep. And that's not conducive to mining. And you headed on into the cave to do some examining, found that there was something in the air. It seemed to be coming through tiny little holes all over the ground. It didn't seem to be magical. You're not sure from what. But meanwhile, while in there, everybody kept falling asleep and waking up later and then falling asleep again. And at this point, you guys have all kind of dragged yourself out of this cave and are in a... Essentially, these dwarves know that this is something that's been happening quite a bit. So there's like a little... safety house just outside of this cave with some beds and some cots that you guys can lay your sleeping fellows down on. And at the moment, Nyla is currently fast asleep in the middle of some dreams, and you have been chatting about what to do next. Ziomedes has come back with coffee from Stonebucks, and what would you like to do?
So Trinkle told us about the holes that are in the
Yes.
cave. Yeah. All right.
I guess there might be something coming from the bottom, like it's going up.
Right. I forgot how she talks. Right. Okay. Yes. Good. Sugar. Okay. So maybe there is a way down inside the cave, and we just have to find it.
I guess so. I mean,
Or we could try going a different way too. That's an option.
You know, this is kind of complicated because, like, my thought is like we've already been in there, but then you guys just ran, so you guys weren't really paying attention. So...
Right. We're holding our breath. I could try to go back in. I could go back in and walk slower, and you tie the rope, and if you feel it fall, you pull me back again.
What do you ever think? What do you guys think?
I'm fine with it.
I like it.
I'm fine with it.
I'm okay with it too.
All right, let's
We can have you on a rope again or something to pull you out in the worst case.
Yes, Ziomedes, maybe take Nyla to somewhere where she can rest more.
Certainly.
I'll take her.
Oh.
Rylan, can you even pick her up?
Can
I
you
know she's
lift
not
her?
like that big, but
She's
Of course I can.
Can you though?
I mean,
don't
I
know
see
that
you
Rylan
kind of
has
have that little
strength check.
stick.
It's not
Yeah,
a
let's give
problem.
it a
I
shot.
can look after her.
Yeah,
just,
go ahead. and-
No, it's fine.
Come on, come on, Fantasy Grounds,
He has
come
a
on.
hard time holding 3 towels.
All right, let's see.
True.
Let me find my character sheet. Strength. There it is. 0 modifier. That's a 4.
Yes!
Rylan reaches down. Nyla's laid out on this cot in this kind of side room that the dwarves have set up. He reaches down to go lift her up by the shoulders, and you see him strain and kind of sit her up.
Well,
And that's about as far as he gets.
Maybe Ziomedes can do it, Rylan?
Perhaps this one time.
Okay,
I mean, I know you're
Ziomedes.
worried
think I'm
that she
still
likes
under the
him,
effects.
but she's not going to remember.
Under the effects of a spell, still, it seems.
hold
Very
on.
smart. You're very smart, Rylan. You're very smart, not very strong, very smart.
Where are we taking
has-
her? I thought it was okay if we
There's
leave
a
her
little.
here.
Okay, I mean, you can sit there and watch her. I just thought she might like a pillow. Jeez.
Right. Like, I went and got her
I-
coffee, but then she's fallen asleep again.
Okay,
I'll
come
put a
on, tie
towel
the
on
rope.
her head.
That's a great idea. I'm sure she will really appreciate it. Now, someone tie a rope around me.
Okay. I tied her down.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to hold my breath as long as I can. I'm not going to run this time. I can hold my breath for 4 minutes. It'll be fine. I'm going to try to go in and look for a way down or some other passageway out of the cavern. And I wonder
Okay.
if there's anything
Fine.
else I can.
Who's holding the other end of this rope, and where are they positioned?
Not in the cave because Trinkle almost fell asleep just standing right inside the cave. So they should be outside of the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Rylan
I'll-
seemed to remember
all
that
those ropes.
Nyla was standing with you just outside the cave, and while it
Yeah.
seemed to take you two a little bit longer, you two were still. That's how she succumbed to whatever this was. She was standing next to you, like at the entranceway of this cave.
That's true.
Well,
Unless
back
we have
up a little more.
Back up
We
more.
have, we
Stand
all
back a
have
little.
50, we all have rope. We have 200 feet of rope.
So if I tie my rope to your rope and you tie your
Right.
rope,
To her rope, yes. So
All
smart.
right,
Lord, have a lot of
I
rope.
love it. A rope chain. Okay.
Okay.
Rope
Uh,
chain.
Sugar
Trying
is
to
marching
think.
on down, rope around her waist. The two guards that have been standing at that entranceway, they're about 75, 100 feet up the passageway that leads down to this cave, and they're all like, "Yo, you're going back in? Okay, have fun. All right. Oh, rope this.
will.
Okay. Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
All right. And who's gonna
I'll
hold the
hold
other
it,
end of this
definitely.
lifeline? Okay.
Probably Diomedes. No offense.
I got it.
Rylan.
Oh,
All
by
right.
the way.
Yeah, I was like,
I'll ask
Ziomedes
the
is
Go on.
unlike Rylan.
Yeah. Poor Rylan. Last week,
He's
yeah.
right there, guys. Guys, he's standing right there. Be nice.
At least I
I've been
don't kiss
telling
other
him he needs
people's
to-
spouses.
He was no one's
What?
spouse at the time.
Wait, spouse?
You kissed a married
Hold
woman?
up, hold
She
up.
was no, she was not married, and she's not married right now either. Rylan,
As far as you know.
I
We
want
might
to
have
go to
told-
sleep. I
We-
want,
we
I
wouldn't
want to
invite
go
you.
to sleep. I want to go to sleep now. I'm going to hold my breath and walk in, try to go to the other end, but I'm keeping an eye out for stuff.
Okay. You head
so-
down the passage into the cavern. The three of you are left with these other two guards where you suspect like the edge of this effect would be, or else the guards wouldn't be standing there. Ziomedes holding the rope. The two guards looking now super uncomfy because of the conversation. They're just kind of staring at each other going, well,
Nothing. I'll try to change the subject and say, by the way, is there any other mine complex underneath this one you're You've been digging?
Not that we've been able to get to know. Like, we were hoping this would lead somewhere deeper, because it looks like the gold vein leads deeper. But, like, every time, you know...
As far
every time.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Sugar.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a investigation check if you are searching.
God. Okay. Okay.
I mean, call out to your patron, but I don't know if that'll help.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to roll this dice. Whee! It's a 2.
Yay. It's a 2.
Yep.
As you enter, you're so concerned with, like, holding your breath and everything that for a while you're just kind of looking at the ground.
Yeah.
You do see, now that it's been pointed out to you, you see all of the little tiny holes. Some of them are slightly bigger. They maybe get to a quarter, you know, the size of a quarter. A lot of them are you know, pinholes. It's like a pumice stone on the bottom. And you don't necessarily see anything else. Are you headed all the way to the far wall again?
Yeah, I remember we just kind of tapped it and ran back. But I'm actually going to like touch it and make sure it's all there, see if anything is weird about it.
Okay. You eventually walk all the way to the far wall of this cavern. Diomedes, you can feel that she's getting to the end of this chain O ropes. Like, you can feel it starting to not pull, but like there's no slack anymore.
It's going to
yeah, you can tell she's kind of at the end of it, not to use that phrase. As you're padding around on the wall, go ahead and give me another investigation check.
12, which is 10 higher than 2.
It is, and it is plenty to see that there's no obvious exit, but when you kind of look down and to the right, there is a much larger hole in the ground. It looks to be about 4 or 5 feet in diameter that drops down into another part of this cavern system that you guys hadn't noticed before because it had been a little bit behind some outcroppings of these large crystals, and you'd kind of just ran, but you can very clearly see it now.
Okay, can I walk over to it and just look down? I almost gasped, but I didn't. I
do you have dark vision?
Yes, 60 feet.
Okay. You can see that it drops down about 7-10 feet. It's not completely vertical. It's kind of a gentle-ish drop, and then it goes off into a curve, but it does seem to be a smaller passageway. You think that Trinkle would probably be okay. The rest of you might have to hunch a little bit, and it seems to lead off and then curve around again and continue to head down.
Do there look like there are holes in it?
Roll another investigation check as you try to look down this dark hole.
7, big 7.
It's hard to see without jumping on down and taking a look.
Well, that's obviously what I should do.
How much time has passed as she's done so far?
It's maybe just been a couple of minutes. This cavern is football-ish field size, so 100, 120 yards it would be. So it didn't take her, I mean, you were not hurrying, but I assumed you were walking at a steady pace, and it wouldn't take her
we can feel the rope is still, like, running through our hands, presumably. So she's still moving.
You can feel her still moving.
Yeah.
Not quite. Yeah, like, you can tell when she got to the end of the wall that you, most of the slack had been taken up, but it's not like you're fighting against her. Like, Sugar, you think you probably have another 5-10 feet at most before you're literally at the end. You don't think if you dropped down, you might end up, like, hanging there by your waist? It might be awkward.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to be so smart, and I'm going to turn around and go back and report what I found to my brothers and my friend Trinkle.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a Constitution check.
Yup.
'Cause you're starting to run out of air holding your
Yup.
breath this whole time.
Okay, it's a plus. What is it usually? 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
plus-
charisma's 18. So whatever. So much. 23.
Oh, you're fine. Yep, you took a nice deep breath. You didn't exert yourself. You're fine.
Is
You
that
walk
how
on
you
back.
actually walks?
Yeah, that's exactly how she walks.
Oh, hey, look, she's back. Oh, nice job. Nice job.
Hey, I did it.
Oh my
So-
goodness, you
welcome
did
back,
it! Fall
sister.
asleep.
Yes, I did it. I'm a hero. Okay, so there's a big I speak in Celestial, so the dwarves can't understand me. There's a
Assumably.
yeah, but I turn away from them. Team huddle, team huddle, team huddle. Very important. Hero
Fine.
saving. Right. Okay. Talking in
Yay.
Celestial.
Fun.
Yeah,
They're-
you guys
yeah.
doing such a good job. Love your sword, guy. It's a good sword. I like it.
Hey, yeah.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Stop talking about
Yeah.
that man's sword, please.
Whose sword do you want me to talk about? I'll talk about that.
I don't want you to talk about swords. What did you find?
Okay,
Don't
okay. There in Celestial, there's a big hole that leads down.
Right. Do you see where it went?
Down.
Okay. Was there anything down there in the hole?
It's like a passageway, but it's like big enough for us to go through.
Oh, why didn't you just jump down there in the first place?
Well, I can. I'll go do it if you want me to do it, Rylan. I'll go do it right now.
We'll go together this time.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine. I
I
can do
agree.
it. No, if I fall, look, guys. Nobody will come get us if we're all there and no one is here to pull us out. So I can go. I'll take Nyla's rope off her sleeping body and we'll add it. So now we have
Another 50 feet. Woo!
we have another
All right.
50 feet, so I can get down the passageway.
We have so much rope.
Oh my
All the
god,
rope,
we're
every
rich. Okay, so I'm gonna go down there. Okay, if there's any trouble and I'm still awake, you know, pull me back. Cool. I'll
I don't
tug
like
if I'm
that.
awake. No,
Don't
it's
be-
fine. It's fine. I'm going to go. Well, you need to be here to pull me out.
Well, I could drag
No.
you out. I've not fallen asleep to this stuff. I don't know what everyone
Right.
else's problem
But
is.
you're
but
better at things when I'm awake. I don't know if you
Because you're
noticed.
so strong and so muscly.
Yeah, you're so strong and muscly. Yay.
maybe it's because my
I
nose
do.
is all blocked up.
All right, I'm going to go
Okay.
back. I'm going to go back, like Rylan said, because he is very smart, and we should acknowledge that is a good thing. So I'm gonna go back, and then you guys, pull me out in like how long did it take me to get there, Lauren?
Couple minutes. Maybe
Yeah.
5.
Okay,
5
so
at
if
the
I'm
very
not
most.
back in like okay, so like 10 minutes, pull me back no matter what. And if I'm awake, I'll tug back, and be like, leave me alone. Cool, great. Here we
Okay.
go.
I don't agree,
Okay.
but I give her a look of concern and then nod.
I am your sister.
All
I'm
right.
very capable at taking care of myself. Oh, Nyla's asleep. I can't rub that in her face. Okay.
Nope. And she's not here. You left her in the cot in the safe house. All right, you once again take a deep breath, go marching on down, leaving Ryland, Trinkle, and Ziomedes to hang out with these 2 dwarves who are now very confused after you all were chatting with each other in Celestial. You going back in again?
Yeah.
Does it look like
apparently
it?
she's- Yeah.
Apparently.
Is she immune?
She's pretty bad A. Let's just leave it at that.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Sugar, you
She
walking
lost
in?
it.
You're heading for. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say she was asking about the sword. Is that some sort of family heirloom, or are you? Is it for sale?
No, it's a I got from a dad, and he got from his dad. It's a nice sword, and he pulls it out, and you can see it's a short sword, very nicely made. It doesn't seem fancy or anything, but obviously from Rylan from before, he could tell that it was imbued with some magic. And the dwarf says, yeah, no, it's been our family for years. I've just used it, but no, not really for sale.
Leave that poor dwarf alone.
I don't know what I would sell it for.
No,
I could evaluate it if you want.
Oh, I know what it's worth. I don't, but it's worth more in my hands.
Do you?
What's it worth?
A lot. It's magic and a sword, and it's kind of I use it for my job, and it's my family sword, and there's a lot going into it. Come on.
That may very well devalue it, depending on your family.
Yeah.
Well, it's my family, not yours, so you don't have to worry about it, right?
Is it
Yeah,
worth
I think
a
we don't
mine
have to
shaft
worry
full of
about
gold?
it.
Well, the mine shaft full of gold. I don't know that. I'm just guarding it from keep people from except for her, except for you. Listen, why you want my sword? Leave my sword alone. And kind of backs away a little bit.
I just continue let the rope go.
I'm the chatty one. What are you guys
Listen,
gonna
if you want to pass the time, we could play some dice or something. He pulls out some dice.
Hey.
Meanwhile,
Cool. All right.
as you guys,
You're gonna bet
There's a family heirloom.
No, the dice. He pulls out the dice. He's like, no, these I got from a loan shark. You got them off a dead body. You got them off a no. These are fine. No, we'll play 18s. I'll teach you. As he's gonna teach you how to. We can. You want? Sorry, Sugar. We're gonna play some 18s. All right. If you want to play, he's gonna pull out a D4, a D6, and a D8, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, I'll show you how to play. It's super easy. Yeah, see, you put these out," and he shakes all 3 dice and he rolls them and he kind of hides them from you, and then he goes, "But in this case, I'm showing you how to play." But so he shows them, and so he rolls a D4, a D6, and a D8. It goes, all right, you see how I got 3, a 2, and a 2. So then we place some bets. We hide them from each other, we place some bets. And whoever has the highest amount is gonna win. But the twist is, after you place the bets, then somebody rolls another D8. And whatever that number is, you subtract it. So say I rolled a D8 and it came up a 2. Well, both my 2s will go away and all I have left is 3. And so you place the bets knowing that you might not have the number that you think you do. And whoever has the highest number after the subtraction wins.
I like this. All right.
You want to play?
Here we go. Yeah.
All right.
I bet this bolt of linen.
I assume you're doing it one-handed, Diomedes.
Oh, yeah, of course. You can bet that
the guard looks at the bolt of linen and is like,
you played this.
Pats himself.
This is the Witcher.
he pats himself down and he's like, I got this hanky. He pulls out a pink handkerchief. Not really my style, but
really banking on you going for the sword, but it's a good start for the first round.
Yeah, you want me to... Well, first off, you're going to put up a bolt of linen, you want me to put down a magic sword? I mean, come on.
Well, it's family heirloom. And our family is Adelon. It's a prestigious family.
A prestigious family can put down more than...
something that's actually worth something, Diomedes, like your weapon. A weapon for a weapon seems fair.
Listen, I ain't gambling away. My sword. It's not, Here, wait, hold on. Let's just make this simple. And he puts away the hanky and he pulls out a gold piece and he puts down 1 gold. It's like pots of gold.
I guess gold makes sense. I pull out some dried meat and put it on. No, I'll pull out a gold piece. Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, do you put out a gold piece worth of dried meat, or do you just put out a gold piece?
I put out dried meat and a gold on top of it.
All right. He will offer you some dice, if you don't, or if you have your own, you can use them. Right. So go ahead and roll a D4, a D6, and a D8, and I'll do the same. And I will do mine in secret.
By the way, Diomedes has been nodding and agreeing with the rules, but he really hasn't got a clue what on earth to do, so he will just go along with it.
So you roll all 3, and you take a look at your total, and then you can up the ante at this point, depending on what your total is. And then after the round of betting is complete, there'll be a single D8 that will be rolled, and whatever numbers on that D8, is subtracted from the rest. Well, it already
Okay.
got rolled.
Wait, I said
So-
sorry. To just...
Nope, that's okay. So we'll use this as the instructional round. So 1 got rolled on that final D8. So if any of your dice have a 1, those dice are now null and void. So you
I
would
got
only have the
6.
2 and the 4. So you'd have 6.
Yeah. All right.
And I rolled 6, a 2, and a 3. So I would win. And you can, and it's kind of like poker. You can fold. You can take a look at
Right.
what you've got. You know. All right. So let's
Is the
do it.
D8 Sorry, is the D8 rolled is the same? Is it deducts from yours as well if it rolls?
If I've got that same number. So
Oh, right. So
the
I roll
number on
two.
the die,
It's
yeah,
yours.
if it matches the number on the die, that die no longer is in play anymore.
Bad, yeah.
All right then.
All right.
Cool.
So here we go. So go ahead and roll your D4, D6, and D8, and then I'll do
Yep.
mine.
Oh dear.
So 4, a 5, and a 4.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right. So you
Yeah.
don't know what he rolled.
You don't? No, I
So-
don't. I don't. I'm gonna up the ante, and I'll put.
How
I can put down anything, right? Let's. Screw it, I'll put down
Assumably
50 gold. 50 gold.
50.
Yeah, 50 gold.
You plunk down 50 gold and he goes, "Whoa." He looks at his dice. He looks back up at you. He looks over at his friend.
I don't know
And he
what I'm
goes-
doing.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot more than the one that we were. He looks over at his friend. He goes, "You spot me 15 gold?" And his friend goes, "No, what are you talking about? No, for dice? No, forget about it." And he goes, "No, come on. Look. He's like, "I'm not gonna look at your dice. I'm not gonna spot your 15 gold. I don't know what he's got. I'm not gonna cheat." And he looks and he's like, "All right, I want to call you, but I don't got 50. You want to just put in like 30?
How about take away all the gold? Just put the sword down. That'll do.
Roll a persuasion check."
Oh my god.
My goodness.
Assistance pays off. I'm telling
That's
you.
also a 15 gold.
Persuasion. All right, let's do this. Oh no, it's an 8.
He looks at you. He sighs. He's like, "Look, I'll just fold. It's all right, you know." And he pulls back his dice. And he's like, "Why don't you just pay attention what's going on with your friend, okay? Like, you know, we can play later when I got more gold on me. We'll get some drinks. It'll be fine."
Sure.
Sugar. And Ziomedes, did you take your gold?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take the gold back.
Yeah, he'll just take his 1 gold back and he'll just kind of call it a wash. But now you know how to play 18s. Sugar, you head for
Thank you,
Oh,
the two.
you.
Thanks, you two. Wonderful timing.
Get a bold boy.
You head for the opposite end of this cavern. You head for the hole, and you're gonna jump down.
I am. Will, can I roll the Wild Magic Surgeon Fantasy
Yeah.
Grounds? Okay.
Yeah, you can
how
do
do we-
/die 1d10,000.
Okay,
So instead of /roll, if you
Let's
gotcha.
see what happens.
just die.
You have to play 18.
8022.
You're eternally stuck trying to win a sword that will never be sold. Sorry, what was the roll? 18 something?
8022.
8,022. Alright, so for sugar, 1d6 people nearby are identified as harbingers of vile pestilence. 1d6 people nearby are identified as harbingers of vile pestilence.
All right,
It must
Sugar,
be
roll it.
smited.
It might not be too far from the truth.
Yeah, Myconids
no.
might like carry plague, right? For humans.
Or I think they do.
As vile
They probably do now.
As harbingers, so like,
harbingers.
Prophets?
Sorry, identified as
Yeah.
harbingers.
yeah,
ING.
like
I don't know how to spell that, but no one's looking at my notes anyway. Okay, you're
5.
gonna jump. You're gonna jump down into this hole.
Yep, that's what I said I was gonna do, and I'm gonna do it.
Excellent.
Double
You do
jump.
that. It's a fairly. I mean, it's not that deep of a hole, but I do need you to roll a Constitution check as you try to jump down without breathing in or out.
Right.
The old hole roll.
10. If it's just a check.
It's just a check.
Okay, 10.
You kind of let out a when you land. You don't breathe in just yet, but you do. You let out a little bit of a, and you're gonna have to. It's gonna be a struggle to keep your breath held at this point. You bend over and start to wind your way down this cavern, and it does an S curve as it also slowly goes down. It curves off to the right, curves off to the left, and then you can see another hole that leads down into a larger cavern. Once again, you can really only see as much as your dark vision allows. It seems to be relatively empty, but this one looks a lot bigger than the passageway that you just came through. It actually goes outside your dark vision, and it goes about 10 feet down. Do you want to continue?
It's such a bad idea, Rylan.
Mm-hmm.
I know, isn't it?
She'll be fine.
Yep. Saying yes
Okay.
to you, Obo.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me another Constitution check.
Plus. Natural 20.
Whoa. Nice. You practically, you jump down without a problem, land. It's as if you had put out your wings and kind of floated down. It was
I
that
miss
gentle.
those. That makes me sad. Now I'm sad.
I know, that's my job. So you land, and there's a weird, like the cave that you were in that had this gold vein running through it had this weird mist in the air that seemed to be part of what was putting people to sleep. It's stronger here. It's almost like a fog, and you suspect that if you were breathing that it would be cloying and choking, but you're still managing to hold your breath. You do, however, hear off in the corner this weird
I'm
It's not a good sound.
No, can I see what's making it?
No, your dark vision only goes out about, I think it's 40 feet, 60 feet?
60. Yeah, 60.
Yeah, you can tell what direction it is. It seems to be this cavern continues outside of your dark vision, and it's further down. It's kind of a narrow-ish cavern, maybe about 40, 50 feet wide, but it goes outside your dark vision. But you hear something maybe growling.
Okay, cool. I am going to, kind of like adjust my helmet because I feel like I'm about to get conked out. And I really want to see what it is. What do I have? I have light, but it's got a verbal component. I just lose more breath. I'm gonna cast light down wherever I hear it, like on the wall.
Okay.
And get ready to pull the rope.
What's the direction, or what's the distance that you're casting light on? Like, how far away are you casting it? Because I think you can do a pretty
as far as I can
distance.
see.
So 60 feet.
Oh,
in
I
this
have to
case.
touch something. So I'll like touch I'll grab like a copper and I'll skid it. I'll do like a rock throw.
Light it up and then throw it.
Yep. Yeah, light it up and then throw it, and it does it for 20 feet.
Yeah, you light it up and toss it, and it's pretty easy to toss down this cavern. You get a good 60, 70 feet. You kind of frisbee it out there. I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, because you did speak, and so now you are breathing.
Oh, it did too many.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, it did like 4 things. I pressed
yeah.
disadvantage.
Did you
Hold on.
want all of The dice?
Here we go. I'm going to do it right this time. I'm going to do it right this time. Okay, I'm going to do it right this time. I know how things work.
I believe you.
Oh, wow.
Plus 4 is 20.
Is that plus 4 on yours?
No, it's,
right.
yeah, I got to add 4 to it, so 20.
The good news is that whatever is in this air that you breathe in, it's that weird taste in the air when there's like fog, but it's smog and it cloys at your mouth and it covers your tongue, and it's not the most pleasant thing. And but you do manage to avoid falling asleep or succumbing to coughs, which is good, as the thing that you've flicked down the way, you see what looks like a dog, like a mangy dog, small, but a lot of the hair on it has fallen out, and you can see just bits of the skin underneath the hair has rotted, and the muzzle is foaming, and it looks, if not crazed, at least
offering.
Like a resplendent offering of pestilence and red-eyed anger. And it's as it starts to stalk out of it was kind of in a back area. You can see that this cavern now goes on for about 80-90 feet before it turns into a tunnel again that goes out of your view. But as it now is lit up, you see that there's 2 more behind it. They're small, but they look vicious, and they start to stalk.
I cast Expeditious Retreat on myself, and I run.
All right. As you start to run, they're gonna run after you.
Go away! Don't run after me.
They are gonna run after you, but they're not gonna be able to catch you, because with Expeditious Retreat, you're way faster than that. Okay. And then so you run up the S-curve back to where the rope is hanging. Are you going to climb the rope, or are you just going to like yank on it and hope that they can pull you up it was like a 7-foot drop?
I'll climb, I think.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Or you can pull it and climb.
I'm doing both.
Well, as you're climbing, you're using the rope, because that's the smart thing to do. Ziomedes, as you're still chatting up this dwarf, kind of idly holding onto this rope, looking at this sword, you feel the rope tug.
Oh, worry, I got one. All right. I guess that means I should.
Got a live one.
I'll help him pull it in.
Yeah, I'll help as well.
Right.
I better just pull on this.
Sure, as the 3 of them start to pull Sugar, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, as you are pulled up and out of the hole.
Also, that donation from Indian Viking was to give the players sentient weapons that can help us, but they might mess with our moral compass. Thanks so much, Indian. Appreciate it, my friend.
All of them?
Yeah.
That's great.
Cool.
My compass is pretty askew already.
I had a cursed sword. Come on, give me one.
Okay,
Not
okay, here we
first,
go.
just sentient. All right,
Yeah.
let's...
15 plus 4 is 19.
All right,
Holy
you've still
moly.
managed to resist the effects. As you're now booking it out of this cave, you do describe your sword again, Sugar.
So, Sugar's sword is not creepy at all. The hilt is this kind of dark red glass, like the blade, and there are markings all over it. It's like dark red, almost black. And sometimes when she uses it, it's a little shadowy.
All right.
Yay.
Your sword clanks against the ground a little bit as you're kind of scrambling up out of this hole and trying to keep up with the rope, which is now pulling pretty quick with Rylan, Trinkle, and Ziomedes all pulling on it. And you hear your sword say, "Ouch."
Have I heard it do that before?
Nope. Nope.
Still running. I instinctually would be like, sorry, and keep running.
Okay. All right, you make it back out. You book up to where the two dwarves are hanging out, eyeing Ziomedes in a very peculiar way.
What happened?
There you are.
You okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Dogs! 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 Dogs!
Like
Cats?
cute dogs?
No, not cute dogs!
I look past her down the tunnel. Do I see any dogs?
Sugar, you think once you made it out of the hole, they were small. They were maybe
Mangy.
like, yeah, the mangy mutts, maybe only like 2.5 feet tall. You know, not like huge, massive dogs. You don't think they and they looked like malnourished and something was wrong with them. You don't think they could have climbed out that hole, and you didn't hear them following you once you got out of the hole.
What? Why would dogs in a...
I don't know. They did not look well.
What kind of unwell?
Like mangy, like hair falling off. They were very small. But they
A
didn't
breed
think that I could fight them while I was holding my breath.
What were they,
Probably not.
chihuahuas or humskies?
No,
or...
not like chihuahuas.
Huskies! Huh? Don't even go there.
Like
You guys
bull
like
terriers,
animals.
like bull terrier size
Oh,
Okay, good.
with a big snout.
yeah. Okay. So there's the hole, and then there's like there's like another hole. Several holes. It goes much
Okay.
deeper, I think. But I don't know how to get in there.
Like, was it better? Can we like run to there and then feel better? Like, you know
I
how
don't
like,
think
we sleep
so.
out here?
Right.
You know-
No, it felt thicker, if anything. Like there was more of it.
Getting worse, as if you're close to the source. Obo, do I know what kind of dogs these might be? If they're some kind of like dream dog or something?
Describe them in detail.
Roll a nature check.
Damn it, this is why we need Nyla.
Yeah.
Good at perception, attacks from range. I have an idea.
7. I struggle to listen to her when she talks about animals.
They just sound like mangy dogs. They did nothing.
She talks a
special.
lot about dogs.
Yeah.
And trees,
dare
and all of it is, I have to say, it goes right over my head.
I keep I kind of
Most of the time
like
I don't like those.
rub the sword like where it hit. Like just
What are you doing? Why are you pitting your sword?
it hit the ground, and I'm just making sure it's okay because it's very special.
Need a whetstone or...
No, I think it's okay. I think it's fine. It's just, it's sensitive.
Sensitive. Right.
Yeah, no,
It's a
it's
sword.
sensitive.
I think
Yeah,
the
but
mark
it's
is up to your head.
guys, I have a great idea. We don't even need to talk about the sword right now, but I have a great
I was
idea.
wondering if this is like problem from going into the cave. Maybe now you think everything talks to you.
Oh, if it is, I'm going right in there.
No, calm down. You're going to get your face eaten by dogs.
Ugh.
I see there's a wild
also, if I
magic
could-
surge.
Yes, Warwick gives me the wild magic surge on, let's see, 6223. So something happens to me when you pop out of the hole. Let's see. I am suddenly, oh my god, holding a box full of my own bones.
What?
What the fuck?
Okay, Rylan, you fall to the ground.
What? Right. Now's not the time to be laying about on the... Whoa, he feels like jelly.
I mean, that was my idea. That
What your
was
body
going to
is
be
doing.
my idea. It seems fine, though. He should do it.
Suddenly, a box on his chest, and he can't seem to stand up anymore.
Rylan,
Can
what
I-
happened?
Okay. Everyone calm down. I lift
like
this
conscious?
box.
I'm
Yeah, is he
sorry.
unconscious?
No,
Oh,
no.
Oh.
shit.
Ah!
It's okay, calm down. Okay. It's okay. No,
I feel
Rylan,
like a
calm down.
gelatinous cube.
Okay, I don't think those have nerves, so you can't
Something's
actually
gone
feel
wrong.
like them. Okay, calm
Something's
down.
gone terribly wrong.
I poke
Okay,
his
I'm-
nose. Does it go in?
No, because nose is cartilage, so that's actually
Oh,
okay.
His
My
cheeks
nose is
go like
fine.
this.
My nose is the
yeah.
problem here, Twinkle. Somebody,
What?
there's a box. There's a box, and I think it has my bones in. Go into the box.
I grab his chin and I start making him talk and be like, "Hey, I'm Rylan, and I'm so smart, and this is amazing." And I was like
Go into the
Oh,
box. Find
I
my
open
bones.
the box. I open the box. What's in the box? What's in the box?
There's a head in the box. It's a skull.
Ah!
And
Ah!
there's a lot of other bones
There
on
should
top
be
of
an
it.
instruction manual on how
"These are
to.
yours."
Might be yes.
The two dwarves that are standing there look horrified at what has just happened. The one backs away, like hands up, going, "I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on." And the other one's just like, "Oh, nope, I'm out of here." And they start to run, and then you
It doesn't
see
run.
the two dwarves collapse to the ground, boneless.
They're boneless as well.
Well, they seem to have collapsed in the same way Rylan has.
It's not
Okay.
a good feeling. If you could help me, I might be dying.
I grab the skull and I grab like a bone from actually I'll grab like the femur and then I'll like try to see if I can like put it on top, squish it. Does it do anything
Smush it.
on his leg? Like squish it.
You place it on top and his leg just kind of collapses in a very unnatural way. You're kind of impressed with how large the skull is. His brain must be a really nice size.
We need to
Size
put these
of the
back
Rylan,
in
make
the
it-
body.
Fine.
Rylan, make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god. +4.
I'll try.
+4,
I'm
buddy.
also, can I check to see if this is like Arcana like magic? Or is this
I would think
natural?
so, Twinkle.
Yeah, Trickle, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Don't
That's
make
a
me smack you in the
15.
face.
I don't have a face.
You have a face, you just have no bones. So when you
It's more like a pancake right
my
now. It's a
goodness.
14.
9. Do I know?
Trinkle, you are stymied. You've never seen anything like this before. This is horrific. You've no idea how he's survived. You've no idea what could have caused this. You've never heard of any magic that does this. Rylan, what did you roll?
14.
There's someone standing behind you guys. There's a figure. You don't
Behind
recognize.
you, there is someone there. I think they're doing it. Get them! Kill them! Kill
Turn
them!
around.
I spin
And I
around.
hold up my sword.
I
What
need
did you
the
do
two
to
of
my
you to
brother?
roll. I need the three of you to roll intelligence checks with advantage.
Checks or saving throws? Just checks.
I'm sorry, saving throws. Saving throws.
Oh,
Okay.
But you do
how
get
much
advantage.
better either way.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
30-20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Nice.
It's my brother.
You all see standing there behind, kind of on the opposite side of where these dwarves had run off to. You see this giant mushroom figure, this bipedal mushroom with little bits of smaller mushrooms coming off of it. It doesn't seem to have a mouth, but it has eyes, and it's looking at all of you. And it strides over as you all are stunned by all these events that have suddenly happened. Sugar, you can very clearly hear as you draw your sword, it going nope, 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 nope. Sword's unhappy. It strides on over. Rylan, it touches you on the shoulder, and then you all hear in your head the sound of a voice that says, "This has gone wrong. You should awaken." And then all of a sudden there's this flash, and the four of you wake up back in the room that you placed Nyla in, actually. She's still lying on the bed, fast asleep, but the four of you are also in beds. fast, seemingly waking up from a dream, some kind of weird shared dream that the four of you were having. Rylan, you've all your bones back.
What?
I just had the craziest dream.
Yes, did I? I had no bones.
Wait, you didn't have bones
I had the
either?
same one.
I had a dream that you had kissed Nyla at some point. I'm glad that was all a dream.
Oh no!
Sorry, bro.
Oh
I
yeah.
That.
Fine.
But that was a long time ago.
Oh, you just went out and admitted it, didn't you?
Wait, you like Nyla's Iomedes?
What? Oh my God! Can I go back to sleep? I want to go back to
Cover-
sleep.
Here's-
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, little sugar. Okay. I throw open the door to the room.
You're back in the room. It's that way station room that just has the beds in it that you'd placed Nyla in after she had refused to wake up. You look down the hall. You see the hallway leading down to the cavern that you've been investigating. You see the two dwarves standing there.
You.
Me?
How long
You
have we
talking to
been in
me?
there? I'm talking to you, buddy. How long have we been in there? You're frozen, so I don't know.
There's also a dream.
Some kind of strange dream freeze
Wait,
seems to be
Are we in
occurring.
another dream? Wait.
We have to go deeper.
Diomedes, steal his sword! Diomedes,
I've heard
steal
of
his
this
sword!
magic.
I don't want to be in a Christopher Nolan movie. I don't want to be.
I walk over, I shake the door, see no reaction. Just pick his
Can't
sword
move
out.
at all. Something to do with
I
that
think
mushroom person.
it looks like-
should-
This is amazing. All the NPCs are just frozen. It's great.
Does anyone know anything about mushroom people? Like,
no.
I'll roll a check. There she is. What about your bag?
No,
All right.
hey!
I got nervous that had happened to everybody. Okay, what's the last thing you heard? What's the last thing that happened?
I was taking the
Talking to
dwarf's
me.
magic sword from him. No, I just said you. I said you. How long have we
What?
been in there, you son of a bitch?
Would you were in there not long, but it took us like an hour to get you all out. You all fell asleep in there. We had to pull you
When?
all out.
Like right when we went. Like right when we got in there.
No, like y'all went back on down there, and you were doing the rope thing, and you were
Yeah.
apparently you and the other big guy were gonna run, and they all fell asleep, and we had to like drag you on out here. I'm glad you're awake, but it's not
I
our fault.
apologize for my sister's rudeness. It seems we have your. I have to thank you.
Don't apologize for me. Do not even speak for me right now. I am very stressed out.
You just called him a son of a bitch. He dragged us out of there.
Yes, I would call it to you, but then I would be talking about my mother, so I won't.
Don't talk about our mother.
Wait, you like
I
mom?
just I wouldn't.
So listen.
Are you
Really,
sure you're
that is over the line, sugar.
Well, you sure you're okay? Everyone else who'd come out of there and was asleep, they had like nice dreams. They weren't all pissy. Are you sure you're okay? Did you like hit
What
your
did
head
you
or
just
something?
call me? What did you just call me? Did you just call me?
What'd you just call me? What,
He
did you
said
just come out
pissy.
here?
Oh,
Yeah, I said pissy. I said pissy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You want it right now? All right, come
yeah, I
on.
do. I want it right now.
The dwarves
He
are
pulls
not
out
our
his-
enemy.
What
You wanna
do
fight?
you want? I don't understand. I don't want.
Oh, you want to fight? Well, my sword talks, you son of a bitch.
Well, my
true.
sword's magical. Let's see if my magical sword hits your talking sword, and then sparks will
Let's
fly.
fight.
You call me.
Whoever wins gets the sword.
No, it's my sword.
Okay.
Are you some
okay.
kind of a coward? You
His-
fear a woman?
His friend
You can have her
grabs
sword
him.
if you win.
No,
His
that's
friend
my
grabs
sword.
him. It's just like, no, listen, this is gonna be bad. We're gonna get in trouble. Boar's a noble pike. He's not gonna like it if we're fighting. He puts his sword back. He's like, fine. Yeah,
Asimars are the superior race.
you gotta, you gotta recover a little bit. Why don't you go back and get yourself some stone bucks or something? You'll feel better in a bit.
This is all just a ploy to make us buy more stone
Yeah.
bucks.
And the one that you came out and like yelled at, he's still like eyeing you, like,
Oh, I'm looking at
What you
him.
gonna do? Yeah,
I
but
could do
he's
so
put
much.
his sword away.
I could do so much, but I like to conserve my resources for when they are needed.
Yeah, go get yourself some. His friend is talking, not the one that you threatened. He's like, listen, just go get yourself some stone bucks. Just you'll be fine. It's only been like an hour. You're gonna be. I don't know why you had to like. You're all upset. Usually the happy dreams, but it's okay. It'll be fine. We understand, right?
We don't
he looks
have
at his friend.
happy
He's like,
lives.
yeah.
I think all this frustration just got to our head. We've made little headway in actually dealing with the problem. And
I
now
have
we're
to say,
turning...
I have no idea why we are angry at you, other than for the fact of what you are. But let us go and let's get some stone bucks and
I
think
want the
more on
venti
this.
chai. I want the venti chai.
You will have the chance to vent, Sugar, later. Okay.
All right.
What is that guy's
Come on.
name? I don't
Guys.
remember his name. What is that guy's name with the sword? What is that guy's
They
name?
have name.
Apparently.
I don't know if he introduced himself, but the one is Elam, and the other
I certainly
is
wasn't paying attention.
Delg.
Which is which?
Yeah, Elam.
Really
Elam is
words,
the one
aren't
with
they?
the sword.
Great, good to know. I'm going to tell my sword
Not be
about
angry at someone because you insulted them.
I can be angry at you just for how your face looks.
That we can agree on.
But a male version and more muscular.
No, my face is much nicer. And I have different
I
color
think
eyes.
we
Just to say, that's not
should-
really how siblings work, Ziomedes. You're not just male and
You
female
all
versions of one another. Just so we're clear on that. It's important to me that you know that.
Yes,
Right.
we do not look
You head back into the room and you notice that Nyla is still asleep.
Always sleeping, this one.
I guess.
Maybe you kept her up too late that night. You shared the tent.
That is
Maybe.
true. Did you guys exercise?
Oh my god.
Privately
You know-
raged.
I brought this up, but I regret it. Okay, yes, I want
I know, I'm trying to teach
coffee.
you a lesson.
I
I
thought
want
you might.
coffee. I just want coffee, and I want to punch some mushrooms and some dwarves.
Yes, these
Can I
mushrooms.
ask you a question, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if the access to the mushroom is through the dreams that we have. I don't know.
We
I'm
did-
just thinking if we can't go in one way, maybe the dreams is another way.
Can I science this, Sobo, in any way? I might have heard of myconids or mushroom things before.
Go
Lucid
ahead and roll
dreaming?
and well, there's a couple different checks I'll let you do depending on what are you trying to figure out what these creatures are? Are you trying to figure out about shared dreams? Give me
Let's
a
do the-
question.
Let's do the dreams first of all.
All right.
I don't want to experience that again. But...
I don't know if I can make
What do you think you should roll? Because there's a couple things
I
here
mean,
I'll take.
if it's magic, maybe like Arcana. If it's could be religious, I don't know, like how it's what the root of this magic is.
I was thinking about, for me, was like any stories of stuff like this, so maybe history?
Okay,
or something?
Rylan, give me an Arcana. Sugar, give me a history.
Okay.
Ziomedes and Trinkle, was there anything you guys wanted
17.
to explore?
Natural one. Big one.
I thought there could be some sort of spell my brother could cook up just to get us bypass us through that tunnel, but I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing. I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked and I got nothing.
Right.
All right.
Well,
Sugar, with a natural 1.
Yes.
Oh, I have one once you're done.
Okay. Sugar with a natural 1, you're still fuming. You're still super
Yes.
angry over everything
Yep.
that just happened, and you're just
Yep.
so focused on not exploding again because, like,
Mhm.
part of you realizes that was a little unfair. That
No.
when you start to think about what you could remember, all you remember is how angry you are. Rylan,
All I remember
are-
is that dwarf's face that I'm going to punch.
yeah, Oh, Elam. Rylan,
Whatever.
with a 17, you're pretty positive this isn't strictly an arcane thing. That you have a hunch that these mushroom things might be related to myconids that you've heard of before, and you know that they have some kind of spore thing that they release, and that they do live in colonies. So you think this might be the way they share information with each other, is through these spores. But it's not, it's not an arcane thing. It is a natural phenomenon. While you think about that, Trinkle, what did you want to do?
I was gonna say is because I don't want to I'm trying to think of what Trinkle would actually know. And one thing is she's good with medicine and remedies. Does she know of a way where, knowing that these are spores, does she have anything in her medicine history that could help combat some of the side effects of this? Or does that make sense?
Yeah.
Either an antidote or a remedy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What kind of check? I'm so sorry.
It would be a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, fudge muffins of the highest power.
It's all right. It's still an 11. You think from now your experiences. You think you know a few things. It is a natural thing that obviously you have to breathe in. People seem to be able to resist it to a certain degree, but the more you breathe, the more difficult it becomes. So you think it's a cumulative type of thing, and certainly
it's
those
like
of you who have succumbed, and those of you who have succumbed to it, going back in, you do feel like it's
even worse,
more difficult to resist. So it's definitely cumulative. The longer you're there, the more likely you are to succumb. You think, maybe wet rags, there might be some poultices that you could use to try to filter it out, but without more knowledge about what exactly these spores are, how exactly they work, without something to test and experiment with, to be able to come up with some sort of antidote, there's not really much more that you can do.
So I would relay back to the party and say, one of the chief flaws amongst people like ourselves is that we have to sleep. Being Asimars or elven creatures are superior in the sense that they don't have to sleep for so long and rest. But the Myconids have found a way to go further than that. Even in their dreams, they can communicate with these spores. It's not strictly a magical phenomenon. It's more of a natural one that Nyla might know more about if she would ever wake up. But there's no spell, I believe, that I could cast that would send us in or out of the dream. But if we could find some of these spores, they may allow us to do so more at will. They communicate certainly through these dreams. So perhaps the best way to speak with them, like that mushroom creature before, is to play on their terms, to enter again into the dream and speak with it there, where we can't presumably be harmed.
Nah.
Actually, I have no. There's no scientific basis to say that you can't be harmed in real life. If you're harmed in the dream, popular fiction would tell me that you can.
Perhaps then we send one of us in as sort of a courier or diplomat, and we'll drag them out so that we make sure that you can't be harmed, and whilst you're sleeping, you try to communicate with this.
That could be fun. We could be very friendly to the mushroom people. It seemed like when things went bad, they were like, no, wake up. This is all messed up. So maybe they're friendly.
After having been turned into bones. Or lack of bones.
We thought that he was up to no good, but if that was all just part of the dream's hallucinations, then we don't have to worry about putting Ryland's bones back in his body.
It's possible the creatures are mad.
I was worried about how we were going to put your pelvis back in, but...
You mean mad angry or mad insane?
From what we're used to, I would suggest that maybe they could be completely insane. Not to themselves, but they're so alien that perhaps everything that makes sense to them does not make sense to us. They may not be used to bones, being creatures entirely of plant.
Oh, you're right. yeah, like fungus. So it's like they're like, wee, and we're like.
Perhaps it was confused by that or something. I would very much like to speak with it, and there's a lot we could learn from these creatures. Exactly why they're here, what they're doing, and why they don't want anyone to come in. It seems like they are fairly peaceful creatures. They've done nothing to harm us.
It seems like just their house.
Perhaps it is an ancient home of theirs, and they wish for the dwarves to leave it alone.
I wish for the dwarves to leave a lot of things alone.
Well, Ryland sounds like you're volunteering to go into the dream.
I certainly am.
Well, shouldn't we just all go, maybe?
But then who will look after us whilst we're asleep?
Nyla will wake up soon.
I doubt that.
I wouldn't be sure of that. She's a very heavy sleeper. We could all go in, I suppose.
If we get the dwarf to drag us out, maybe they can look after us. But yeah. I don't want to just be in there and asleep. I'd rather be put to sleep than dragged out. But maybe we can organize something.
Someone else will have to talk to them, probably.
Yes.
Not me.
Perhaps.
Right.
Trinkle, you have a way with words. You could speak with the underlings.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not like you guys. I can't hold my breath for so long, and I can't, I'll go under. I've done drugs before. This is not the first time. So, let's do this.
Fascinating.
Okay,
I'd like to do some study.
Let's go back. Trinkle will talk to Elam and Delg about bringing us back here. I make sure Delg brings me back.
I'll go with.
All right, so you're all going with who?
Yeah.
Like, how? So
We
you
need to
all
go
walk
back
back
to
up to the. Okay.
So we're actually
The
going
dwarves
back to the cavern. We're gonna meet with the dwarves and have them. We're gonna purposely knock ourselves out and then have the dwarves take us back to the where we were before. So we're doing it on purpose this time rather than whoopsie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Both the dwarves are standing there, still on guard. They eye Sugar as you come walking up, but Delg says,
"I'm sorry.
You okay now?"
She's on her time of the month, you know.
That's not an excuse.
No, but I don't need to know why. It's all right. What you need? What's going on?
So,
Diomedes, would you like to talk?
No, you don't.
Yeah, Diomedes.
No, you do it. You can do it. We've been practicing.
All right, so we're going in there. We're gonna fall asleep. You're gonna drag us out.
Again?
Uh-huh. I think we have a way to talk to these mushroom people.
Mushroom people?
God damn it.
Listen.
Yes,
You got me to talk. See, I can't.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I can't lie.
They had a
Is that what's
nightmare.
causing this?
They had a nightmare about mushroom people. They had a nightmare.
All right.
Anyway, here's my rope. By myself.
Well, if you're going in there and you got false, you go on in. Just don't go too far, and we'll give you a little bit of time, and then we'll come after you again. I guess. How long you want before we comes in after you?
Well, we're gonna be like, so probably not too long. It's probably gonna be like a few minutes before we're under.
All right.
We're gonna be snorting that shit.
We'll give you like 20 minutes or so. I mean, it's just you just fall asleep. You're just gonna be asleep again. So all right, go have fun, I guess.
Thank you, Delg. You're very nice. Thank you.
Yes, you're extremely
nice. As you go by, Elam is still.
No, I just glare at him when I get to him.
Yeah, as you walk by, there's just glaring.
Glaring? You're gonna glare at me? I'll glare at you.
While they're glaring, I grab the rope and I start tying off like 50 foot worth, kind of on each one. And if I have a little extra, I'll tie maybe a little bit extra on each one's waist while they're like glaring. So
yeah,
I'm ready. And I'm immediately I put it on the out and I just start walking right in.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go for a nice airy walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys enter what is now a familiar cave. So you're intentionally just gonna kind of breathe and try to go to sleep?
Literally, I'm just gonna lay on the ground.
Yep. Yep.
Breathe in the atmosphere.
Okay.
Yep.
Or maybe I'll stick my nose in one of them. Like face forward.
All right. Then actually, I just need intelligence saving throws from all of you, and I'll give you advantage. And we'll say Rylan does whatever the three of you do. Ooh.
7, and everybody gets +4, so 21.
Pete.
Nice.
So we'll say since the three of you passed, that Rylan also passed.
He's fairly intelligent too, so.
Yeah. And you're prepared for this. You lie down, you breathe in, and almost immediately you feel yourself dropping to sleep. And unlike before, where you were suddenly in another dream or somewhere else or other things had happened, you all close your eyes and take a few deep breaths and feel yourself relax. And kind of this calmness washes over you. And you open your eyes and you're still in this cave. You're still in the cavern, but standing there at the far end, is this large mushroomed figure, a Myconid, the same one that you recognize from before. Ryland, you guys have all decided to go on in, purposely fall asleep. You did a couple of intelligence saving throws, and now you're pretty sure you're asleep, but you're standing in this cavern with this Myconid standing there. Once again, no mouth, just eyes kind of serenely looking at you, and it says, "You are back."
Hi there. Good to see you again. You're looking very spory.
Remember, whatever we see in here is just a dream. Remember that.
No, we all know. Thank you. Yes. I think we all know.
It's just staring at you.
I just mirror its images as it's tilting its head.
Trinkle.
Trinkle, yeah.
And we're the Adelaide.
Sugar. And this is Diomedes. This is Rylan. We have come
A pleasure.
to talk to you. And get to know you and see what you're all about. Is there more of you?
Yes.
You live here
Like-
in this cave.
Like down, like below the cave.
Our colony is below. And there's a shimmer in the air as though like spores have just filled the air. And when they clear a little bit, you find yourselves in a different cavern. It's just as large with the same kind of crystalline structures coming out of it. But this cavern is filled with these Myconids of all different sizes, all of them in reds and browns and golds, most of them carpeting the floor. The air is thick with this spore that's floating through the air, but it doesn't seem to bother you. It's not bothering your eyes. You don't feel it in your lungs or anything. And the tall one that had been standing there talking to you says, many generations.
Fascinating.
Well-
And
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Go for it, Rylan.
I'm wondering, this place above, the dwarves have been mining there. Is that disrupting your colony?
No, but they join our reverie.
Ooh.
What does that mean, Mr.
What about our
Myconid,
elf
sir?
friend? Is she in the revelry right now?
Yes, she dreams. We share lives in our dreams, and we guide those that stumble into our dreams towards nice memories, but you push and prod and things get complicated.
Just kill him. I'm joking.
I smack Diomedes in the tummy.
Complicated, indeed, is the word. When can she go from this reverie?
She will wake shortly. It depends on your... And it kind of gives you an up and a down look, as though it's examining your body. And it says, body structure. The reverie is different for those who are not Myconid.
Can I look around and see? So we're currently within like the lower cavern, right? Like dreamlike, right?
I'll roll a perception check.
But I wanted to see if there's gold down here. Like, do the veins come down to this point?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay. +4, right? I can run like crap, man. These like I'm high on life, man. I don't care what's going on.
It's hard to tell where exactly this cavern is, as you were kind of teleported there. It would be almost impossible, especially if you think to look for it. Up in the ceiling, you do see what looks like a vein of gold that kind of starts at one point of the ceiling and then continues down and out of sight. So your guess is that maybe it might line up with that other one, but you can't really see
more
much
than
more
anything
than that.
is I just wanted to see if there was gold down here.
Yeah, it's a giant vein, and you even with a 6, you can notice that.
Oh.
I spot
Okay,
Nyla.
so
What's that, Diomedes?
Do I see Nyla down here anywhere?
No. All you see is a field of these mushrooms and this one that's speaking to you.
Okay.
all right. So I'm not sure what the problem is, really.
We have none.
Oh, cool.
But the meld will remain.
So the dwarf should just go away.
Or stay and share.
Yeah. I have a good question. Oh, me.
Okay, you go, Trinkle.
So, okay. I have a good idea. So, here's the thing, Myconids. We're here to be kind of ambassadors between you and the dwarves. Dwarves don't want to kill you or hurt you or anything like that. But they really do want some of the
They might do.
I'm the one talking now.
Let Trinkle do her work.
So long story short, what they really would like is some of the resources that you have in the cave. Not you, but in the cave. So you see up there, there's like some shiny stuff up there, right? They kind of need that to help build some of their community items. So like you have your meld, they have their meld, right? Kind of, and part of their meld, they need those kind of resources. So we have kind of a predicament because they need it, but they don't want to hurt you. So maybe, do you know of anything that they can use so that they can come in here without passing out, so that they can get the resources and leave and not disturb you, but like still get the resources so you guys can both live here and they still can get what they need? Do you know of anything like that?
Can they not breathe?
Well,
I like you. I like you.
sadly, they have to breathe. It's like for you guys, like you need your spores. It's like taking away their spores to them.
Then we know not.
You lay off the fumes for a few months while they get their gold, and then
Lay off.
Well,
Is it like
guys,
better times? Well, maybe like it's like outside spores. Like sometimes of the year it's not as bad as like right now, maybe.
Use your indoor spores.
Yeah. You guys go to winter for a while. The Myconid says, without the meld, we cannot share. It is required.
I understand that.
I see.
What is it you're sharing again? Life, dreams, what was it?
Yes. Experience, feelings, joy.
Oh man,
Living.
Rylan, just think that you could like experience joy. That would be crazy.
I experience joy when I solve problems or speak with strange creatures like this.
Oh, this is what joy looks like?
Yes.
And the Myconid shares Ryland's, like, it actually says, yes, this is unique and pleasant and will be shared for generations to come.
Okay.
Is there? I'll get back to you.
Can
We will be here.
Oh, okay. Can it understand me? Because this is a dream. If I say something in Celestial, like, do you guys like have like a family name? But I say it in Celestial. Can they understand me?
You have no clue.
Oh, I'm gonna
You've never
do that. I'm gonna
a dream before.
I'm gonna do that and see if it's true.
Do you
So in
actually say
Celestial-
something to it in Celestial?
Yeah.
Do you have a family
Okay.
name?
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm asking.
responds. Once again, like, this has all been happening, like, the voice you're hearing is in your head, and while you all, maybe it's part of the dream, you all just kind of realize that it's this creature speaking. It doesn't have a mouth. So when you say this in Celestial, in your head, you hear it say, "We are us."
Cool. Just checking. Okay, maybe I mean, I don't know if we can wake ourselves up, but probably would be a pretty good time to do that, maybe.
Is there anything
We
I can
are-
do for you?
We are happy here.
They're
We
chill.
are here for generations. We remain for generations. We are pleased to have new experiences and hope to share more to come if that is your wish.
Can you give me an experience that I've never had?
What would you like to know?
I want to fly. I want to know what it feels like to fly.
You've got the magic carpet.
Oh, that's
You see it close its eyes and its head cocks for a moment, and then it says, "There was one." And Trinkle, you are suddenly outside, soaring through the air in mage's robes. And you look down, and you're in the body of a dwarf, looks like. A male dwarf in mage's robes. And you have this realization that you are this male dwarf named Keela, who has been working on this spell for a really long time. Like, fly has been something that he has wanted to do for forever and ever and ever, and he's finally got it figured out, and he cast it, and now he's just soaring over the top of the trees, enjoying the feel of the breeze, enjoying the freedom that he has wanted for all of this time. And you're just kind of, you are him, but you're also you, but you're also experiencing this joy, but you also know that this isn't you and this is a dream, and it's a little bit of a conflicting feeling, but it's happy, and it's like this, you suddenly remember this as though it's your own.
Whoa.
Wow.
And then after a moment of this, you're back in your own body in with your friends, and says, "There was one."
That was
Okay.
totally wicked.
I need to try this. And I have a problem that I don't believe can be solved by mortals, so perhaps you could help me here.
Oh no.
Can you tell me how to experience empathy? I would like to understand.
The creature
Specifically in a
cocks its head again.
relationship, if possible.
Yeah, the creature cocks its head again in a similar fashion, like it's thinking through things, and then it says, "There are many." And Ryland, in a moment, you are suddenly outside of your own body in what looks like a warm home. There's a hearth on the side, there's some rugs on the ground, and you are seated next to a woman that for a moment you don't recognize. And then you recognize this dwarven woman. She's your wife. She's been your wife for 300 years. And you are no longer you. You're, your name is Vistra. And you're this other female dwarf, just so happy to be there next to this woman that you love, that you've loved for ages. And the feel of her hand in yours is comforting. And you don't remember exactly what you were just doing, but just being next to her brings you such a feel of contentment, and you just sit on the couch staring into the fire, squeezing her hand, giving her loving gazes. There's a moment where you think you might have been telling stories to each other about things that you had done recently, like what your day had been like, but the specifics are not important. It's just being there with this person who you've loved for forever. And then you
chase this feeling.
It follows you back. You come back to your own body in this room with these weird mushrooms and everything going on, but that it's like you remember being this person with this other. It's more than a dream. You've experienced this life, and that feeling follows you.
Interesting. Thank you for that, my friend.
Did you get smarter, Rylan?
We like to share the joy.
Wow.
I need to find a dwarf named Vistra. I think I'm in love with her.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that aloud ever again, Rylan.
Very good. I will hide it to myself.
Rylan,
oh no.
You can have that feeling with other people, like Nyla. Remember that feeling we were telling about relationships? Relationships lead to that feeling, you know.
Right. Yes. So I suppose yes, I'll just wait it out.
Nyla Vistra if you want. Or I could polymorph her. Just kidding.
Okay.
I'll wait it out until the feeling comes.
Okay.
It's so fun. What a fun time. Maybe we should wake up and figure out how we're going to handle this.
Yes, I don't want to experience anyone else's memories but my own, and well, I want to make it my own steam. What I want to achieve myself. I don't want to cheat and realize the joy.
It's not cheating. How is it cheating, Ziomedes?
What I want to achieve is
cheating is kissing another woman.
That's actually accurate.
I want to wake up.
Sugar, why don't you go?
I'm perfectly
someone who's in peace with themselves.
Very at peace with myself.
Oh, absolutely. You're positively tranquil.
If you would like to share, you would be welcome. If you would like to go, we understand.
Guys, I think we should wake up now.
But this just...
You haven't got any further with...
I don't particularly want any of you to know anything about me, so I'm not going to know anything about anybody else.
That's respectful. Now I'm fascinated, because now I want to see what you guys see.
We should speak with the dwarves, so...
Yes, yeah, that's why we should wake up.
Yeah, we should wake up, I guess.
Perhaps we would know each other better if we were to share, though.
Wait, with each...
I would learn a lot.
Can we share with each other? Mr. Us, can we share with each other?
If you wish, of course.
Guys, change of plan real quick. Like, real quick. Real quick, 180.
Quickly.
Guys. Yeah, that would be a good idea. We could catch up on all the stuff that we missed.
Ah, yes, we have missed.
We can see if Diomedes actually kissed Nyla.
Let's not get actually.
He definitely did. He absolutely 100% did. I was there.
This would be a good idea, Sugar. We haven't seen each other in years, and I am loath to bother to catch up in.
I know you are.
Conversation with you, so that would be ideal. Ideally, all conversations would be like this. We could just send information towards one another and never have to speak.
And it would be perfect too.
Yes. All right. Well, why don't you share something with us?
Why the meld is so important.
I'm loving this meld. Let me tell you.
No, it's super cool. We want to keep it safe.
If you could teach me some meld magic.
I mean, could you provide us with some spores, maybe, so that we can...
You can't just ask people for their spores.
I'd like some
The mitochondria...
Is there a spore bank or something?
The mitochondria holds up one of these long, lanky arms and opens its hand, and you see that, like a tree that has just produced pollen, it's just floating off of his hand. He just opens it and it just floats away up into the air, and he says, and it says, "Do you produce yourself?"
Not currently.
I try to.
Sadly, we don't.
I try.
Try to.
It drops its hand.
That's the first thing I'll be doing when I get back.
We do not know how to let you make a meld, but you are always welcome in ours.
I try to think of a vivid memory at the back of my head, and I like close my eyes for a moment, and see if I can.
Are you...
I guess.
Diomedes, are you offering a memory to the meld?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'm seeing if I can actually achieve that. Just
you haven't fallen asleep, have you?
I have.
Well,
all four of yours, yeah. But this is the first time.
Not the first time, because I think it was just the girls.
Right. I'm going to try and project one of my experiences into the meld. Give something back, because he's been giving us all stuff, so I'm going to give them something in return, but it might not necessarily be a positive one, who knows.
It's totally up to it's up to you as you think about your memories. What memory would you like to share with the meld?
A
happy one, preferably.
I think a happy one, preferably. Oops, too late. I was already thinking of something vivid at the back of my head, which wasn't a positive one, but it was something that I was going to try and inform Sugar all about, which was what happened in sort of like the last campaign, which is the feeling of being a fool, which is, you can see Diomedes is suddenly like writing down in a journal. And it says, as he's writing, it says, "Such a fool. Me and my brother have wandered the world searching for meaning, searching for our purpose. We thought that we'd found our destiny. This celestial voice had called to us, but before we knew it, we had our hands placed on this object of seemingly holy origin, covered in celestial script. We did not know what had drawn us to Darkhold as some sort of divine artifact of the gods, but in the end we were tricked. I was not smart enough, not wise enough to see the truth. With strength alone I could fell an ogre or hold back a demon invasion, but being manipulated, my mind was this weakness, and it used my own aspirations against me. All the while I was blind to its machinations. It even turned me against the very ones I fought beside. Ones I sought to protect. I failed them. I failed my celestial guide, and I failed myself. The Diomedes I aspired to be, a great hero to be tested, worthy of Bahamut? No, I was just a fool. Suddenly, like, wash out of it.
The three of you experience this not as not from the third person. You all in that moment are Ziomedes, having these memories, thinking these thoughts, being distraught, being upset, feeling remorse, feeling everything that he just talked about. And in that moment, feeling as he did, and then come out of it, and you have these memories now as if they were your own. And the mitochondrion gives you, Ziomedes, a little nod and says, not happy, but poignant. But
no, I apologize.
What do you know, brother? If you would like to be more intelligent, I could help you with that.
Well,
we thank you for sharing and hope to learn from your trials.
Are there
now,
any...
Sugar, your turn.
Oh, no.
How about those wings? How did you get those wings?
Yes, tell us about those wings, Sugar.
I don't know that Mr. Us wants to know about that. He seems to want happy things.
Flying.
We are honored for you to share whatever you wish to share. We
exactly so
ask for pleasant and share in joy, but we'll always learn from all experiences.
You like
Not
learning,
all
right?
Life, yeah, of course. Not all life is joy.
Oh, no.
You say that again.
Whatever you wish to share is accepted with humble gratitude.
I'll share a happy one afterwards.
Okay, you guys promise you won't get mad at me?
no,
I love you, Sugar.
Of course. I am never mad.
just want to understand what happened.
Okay.
I'm often disappointed.
Don't be don't be disappointed. That's worse.
You two! You both brothers! You need to be better supportive of your sisters today!
Right, yes.
Sugar,
Sorry,
would you like to offer a memory to the meld?
Yeah.
Tell us your memory. Tell us your memory.
Vistra.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so Sugar is in what looks like kind of an underground tomb. She's with a large group, like a dozen people. They all seem to have kind of similar outfits on, like a little, but like all really dark, and she's wearing something really dark too. But of course, she has like her little sparkles and stuff. She still looks fine, and her full white, yeah, she's very bedazzled. She does not quite fit in. And her wings are out, and they are white with like a tinge of sky blue and feathered and seem perfectly functional.
Like Ziomedes?
Yep, just like Ziomedes. As she's walking in, it seems like they've just opened or unearthed something, like a door, and someone looks at the ground, seems to like point some things out, and so she nods and flies, like lifts off the ground and easily like flies in toward the other end of this crypt. When she gets to the other end, the others are working on, it looks like when she looks back, like disabling something on the floor so that they can move too. But she's ahead of them because she can fly. And when she gets there, there is a sarcophagus, and she opens it because she's curious. She doesn't look like anything's wrong yet. She's just like going about her day. Pushes it off, and inside there is a skeleton, and it is holding the hilt of a sword. And it's a familiar sword because it's her sword. Yep. Dark red glass with writings on it. And she like looks back, hey guys, I found something! And she reaches in, pulls it out. As they're all moving forward, the sword, which was only just a hilt, extends, and her eyes kind of go from her pretty bright blue eyes to very dark red eyes. And she's just standing there until all these people get closer and closer. And she just kind of says something under her breath, which you wouldn't be able to understand, but all of you do. And it says, hungry. And the sword extends, like the actual blade of it, which is also this red glass. And she slaughters every single person in the room.
Oh.
And she likes it. And at the end, when she is surrounded by the corpses of her friends, she drops the sword and starts to scream because her wings, while not ripped, have the whole time they are now smattered with blood, and it's like the feathers slough off. And she's just standing there and starts to scream. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
And like with Ziomedes...
We have a viewer decision at this point as well.
Oh, jeez. Well, give me 10 seconds. As you pull back out of this, it's like with Ziomedes, it's like with the other visions that you've had. This isn't things that you've watched. You were Sugar. You did this.
We slaughtered.
You had this moment. And while intellectually you understand this wasn't that you just experienced it through somebody else's eyes, you have those moments, those feelings, those are all ingrained inside of you. What's the viewer? So we have to just come up with a viewer decision at this moment?
Yeah, you can decide a question to ask the audience. They'll figure out some responses.
How does the
audience, I need to know, what are the dwarves going to do when they find out?
Oh, God.
Are they going to... And
Which
here,
dwarves?
I will offer... Well, assuming that the dwarves find out, I'll offer two options. Will they listen to the party, or will they do whatever they were going to do anyway?
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Or other options that are super fun.
Can we do just
Better.
two? Do I need to come up with four? Or can we do
The
just two?
audience, the audience come up with the ideas. So you ask the question, and they come up with the answers. if that
Oh,
makes
okay,
sense.
right. Then yeah, I just want to know what are the dwarves going to do when they find out what's going on down here.
So when she comes back, Sugar, I am so proud of you.
Proud?
What?
Are you serious?
Yes, of course. You have found yourself a mighty power, it would seem.
An evil. A great evil has affected our sister.
Well,
You-
Rylan seems not
Proud?
angry or disappointed.
Evil is so
Cool.
subjective. I mean, what even is evil?
I'm not angry or disappointed. I'm worried for you. This power
Okay,
you
but
called upon.
All
what
right,
is-
Mum.
Mum?
Ziomedes, you do act most like Mom.
You are
do.
mostly a mum. Sugar, listen, you have a great power. You may not have come by it by conventional means, but I support you in this. And while it may be evil, who's to say that evil can't be used in a good way? Such as myself, using fire and lightning and destructive forces, but only for good. Mostly for good.
Right,
and
I
you,
only...
exactly. You've been doing good
Yeah,
things. You're a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. You have the power to smite down your enemies, do things that others are too afraid to do.
Do you still hear its voice?
And if you do hear that voice, run it by me. I'd love to hear what it's saying.
I just heard that the one time... I mean, I don't think it's actually the sword. I think it's like whatever made the sword. But I don't hear it. I just heard it in the dream, and that's why I was kind of freaking out. But it's fine. It's quiet now.
A shame. Pay your rep eggs for the 23 months. Holy shit, we're almost 2 years.
You remember
the-
what?
You're not gonna hurt us, are you? It's not asking to hurt us.
No!
I trust you. I just... What if it says hungry again?
It's just the one time.
then we'll put her down. Or
How
to sleep, I mean.
Can we tell how old
To
she was?
control.
Oh, how old were you when this happened?
We joined.
Let me consult my backstory. Where is it?
I was gonna say, you would know, being her in that moment, you would know.
My lord.
You wouldn't even have to ask.
Like a year
really?
ago. It was just a year ago.
So not too long ago.
And what of the people your friends, the ones you slaughtered?
Okay, that sounds like angry. That sounds like angry. And you said you weren't going to be angry. And if you're going to be angry, we're not going to talk about it anymore.
Diomedes, people die all the time. This is something that we've seen. Good people die, bad people die. Always for a reason. Sugar has found her way back to us, and together we've been saving the world and helping people, for the most part, in return for towels. As far as I'm concerned, while Sugar may have done bad things in the past, I too have done questionable things in the past, which I have been forgiven for by the gods.
Right.
And in turn, Sugar should so be forgiven as well her misconduct as I was mine.
I forgive her
experience.
I forgive you for not knowing what this power was, but I don't forgive the power for taking control of you and slaughtering your friends.
It's probably for the best. If not, they would have taken the power and slaughtered her.
This is a good point.
Whatever evil this is, who's affected my sister, not you. You're not to blame. Clearly this thing is got its own power. It's got its claws in you, and it can take its control whenever it likes.
Diomedes, I know you need to do the big brother thing of, if you hurt her, I'll kill you. But, at the same time, this demon or devil or whatever on earth this creature is, hasn't hurt her. It's helped her.
Yeah, it helps me help you guys.
He seems healthy for her.
We have a very healthy relationship.
That's right. Me and Vistra have been thinking about this for a while now, and we both agree on this.
What happened to the ones you killed? Did you bury their bodies? Did you tell their loved ones what happened? The truth? Did
Yes.
you feel anything for them?
Yes.
So you regret what happened?
Yes.
Killing your friends.
Yes.
I think that's what she
Can I insight check? This sounds so bad. This sounds like when Ryan killed his wife.
She wasn't my wife.
Or to be.
Fiance.
Wife ain't... Fiance ain't married.
Actually, at this point, the mitochondrion is going to speak up.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Us.
Bow back to Sugar in the same way it did to Diomedes and say, "Thank you for sharing. We will learn from this memory.
Sorry
Is there
about
any
that.
others you wish to share with the meld?
Twinkle, maybe
Shall
you should
I?
even it out. Balance out the bad memory.
I wasn't expecting it to be that deep. I just was gonna offer a happy memory just in case. You know, I don't know, but it's not that great. And well, it is great to me, but I don't know.
I think it's a good idea. Save their meld before it gets too dark.
So so I'll give a memory. And the memory is the first time. So Trinkle didn't know she had healing properties to her ability through her magic. But a young boy, probably their age 3, comes in with some sort of like bubonic plague, essentially. Just he is extremely ill and really sick, and she kind of takes a liking to this little boy because he's really kind and compassionate. They bring him to the temple that her parents are over, because that's what you do. You go pray for offerings from your god for help. And as I sit there one day and talking to him, and over a couple of weeks, I decide to sing to him some of his favorite songs. And as I'm singing to him, I noticed his body started to heal up a little bit. And so I'm like, wait. So through a process of like just a couple of hours of just singing him some of like just, religious tales to nursery rhymes, and I just spend the entire day with him, he's able to finally like walk again and move his hands again.
and play ball with him again. And so it's just this idea of just spending time with this young boy, finally healing him from all his remedies to the point where, you know, his parents come in and they're like, we heard magic, you know, we heard the gods have answered our prayers. And then to see the little boy run into his parents' arms for the first time after not being able to walk for about a year, and being able to provide that, and just me crying because I finally felt like I could be useful to the gods, you know, just that I had been heard by the gods and that I could be a kind of a instrument in the gods' hands. And so just a happy memory of being able to help a young boy walk and run and be loved by his parents once again from an infirmity that they thought was going to take him. So that's the happy memory.
As Trinkle shares this memory, you all, once again, you are Trinkle in that moment. You are Trinkle singing. You are her healing this boy, helping him to be reunited with his family. Trinkle, what song did you sing? Is it too on the spot?
So, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I'm just, no, I don't know. I just, I don't.
As you guys come out of this memory.
Let me think about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, right.
I'm embarrassed right now.
I know. That's why
Well.
It was actually a nice memory.
You actually
Whoa,
very nice.
know what a song is. I'll actually put it in. I don't know if I can type it in chat. This is
I hope
actually the song that I would sing. It's very beautiful. It's an Irish song. It's a lullaby.
You might want to refresh, Tony D. You sounded like a little bit robot-y.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
It's all good.
All right, she'll refresh as this melody that you remember singing as her echoes in your head, and while she does that, the mitochondriad bows to her and says, "Thank you for sharing your song." And when you're ready to sing, when you're ready, if you want to, you can. And the mitochondriad said, "Is there any other memories you wish to share with the meld?"
I think we should wake up, guys. Guys, I think we should wake up and we need to go talk to the dwarves. We got a lot to do.
Yes, sure.
The mitochondria kind of gives you another nod and says, "You are always welcome." And you blink.
Aww.
Oh,
And-
before we blink, I was going to give them one more, but not like just say it all out. I'm just going to give it to them before we leave, just to also balance it.
I'll say that you would know in that moment that anything you're about to share, because you are all part of the meld, anything you're about to share would be shared with everybody else. So
okay, that's fine. I'll do it out of game, but yeah, I'll share that. I'll share something else which is more positive. It's more like to reflect.
As you guys feel like you're about to wake up, and then all of a sudden you are thrust back into this memory of Ziomedes, who.
Well, I wasn't going to say it all now, unless you want me to go into it. But...
Yeah, go for it. You wanted to do it. Let's do it.
Oh, okay, all right. So, it was after this whole experience happened where he thought he was a fool and just a failure, and he kind of let everyone down. And so it was like once we kind of like started this campaign, and it was again he's writing in his journal, reflecting on his thoughts, and says, "Gone is the light of our destiny box." Ugh. Anyway, now at least time has buried the last of those regrettable memories. I've reflected a great deal upon what I have experienced, and where I may have stumbled, I did not fall. My trials have left me inspired. From the survived ordeals, I've gained great boons. The bonds with my friends I've made, the strength that I've aimed to perfect, and the skills that I've honed. But more importantly, I've learned to love, and that tender and sweet can be the touch of a warrior. Once upon a time, my heart was content alone, and now a star has woken it up with the light that it shone. The hard as iron now beats stronger than ever before, reinforced by newly awoken emotions, and, well, she has given me a new passionate foundation for which to climb and elevate myself and those around me. She shared my vision of becoming a true hero, and now I don't just want this dream to come true for myself, but for others as well. I want everyone to fully realize the greatness that they can achieve. Thank you, Trinkle Teabottom. And that's the memory.
That was the worst thing I've ever had to endure.
All right,
blink and you are back.
Yeah, I want to
in
wake up.
the cave. Like it's interesting. Like as you'd closed your eyes, and then suddenly you were all Ziomedes, having these emotions, having these happy emotions, these hopeful emotions, these loving emotions towards Trinkle. Trinkle, it's especially poignant for you to feel these emotions to you and how true and honest they are. And when you open your eyes again, waking up back in the cavern, it looks like you're still back in that cavern that you had fallen asleep in. There's a couple of dwarves at the mouth who are starting to pull on the ropes, and they kind of see your eyes open. They're dwarves that you don't recognize. They're not Elam and Delg, and they're like, "Boy, you okay? You waking up? That was quick."
We're doing fine. We're doing fine.
He's not
All right,
okay.
good.
Something wrong
We
with
didn't
him.
want to have to. We didn't want to drag you across the rocks if we didn't have to. So come on, before we fall asleep. Come on.
Yeah, we gotta go talk to our buddy.
All right, you guys stand
Man, I
up,
can't
and your buddy Nyla, or you want to go talk to the head of the
who's
dwarves?
the head? What's the head dwarf guy's name?
His name was Borzin Opalpike. He is the head of this clan,
Borzin.
and he's the one who had.
Right.
You're gonna go talk to him.
I mean, we should reconvene in our little tent first, so we're all on the same page about what we're going to say, unlike when we were on top of the Thorask.
Right.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Agree on something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys all head back into the little hut that has Nyla still happily sleeping away. Seems like whatever dream she's in must be really nice. But now at least you kind of understand like what she's feeling, and yeah.
Ooh.
And
I take notes on oversharing as a concept.
and what would you like to do?
I keep absent-mindedly playing with Trinkle's hair. Just like keep doing it, just not even thinking about it. Okay, are you?
Nothing.
Oh,
What?
I can
What?
hear you.
What?
I thought you were muted, maybe. Okay,
I was
okay.
muted. You guys are gonna hear me. I'm talking behind your back. I'm talking smack.
Okay.
To
All
the
right.
chat.
Yes, so we go back to where Nyla is. Okay, so we need to convince them to go away, to go mine somewhere else. I mean, they can keep trying, but they're just going to keep falling asleep.
Right. We haven't got a way to combat it. There's no way to make them immune. So
What those creatures have down there is far more interesting and exciting to me than gold, which has little to no use at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, not very good in any kind of reagents. So I think it would be best if we could convince the dwarves to allow the creatures down there to live.
Right, I mean, I think they will. They couldn't even really get to them.
Well, you see, disrupt mining, I think, may end up eventually disrupting their home. Whilst presently it wouldn't. The dwarves, they will follow that gold mine down to its very end.
yeah.
So,
Right, they might
Perhaps
have
it-
something.
perhaps it would be best if we were to deceive the dwarves. And to not tell them the truth of the creatures down there, but to say something to make sure they'd never go down there again. I don't know what. Maybe some kind of spell. Something that sounds clever to dwarves. They're incredibly stupid creatures in the first place. They probably believe everything I say because I'm a greater being.
Except for, what's her name? Viva what?
Vistra. Well, yes,
she's a cool dwarf.
she's half Asimar in my mind.
Don't much
Right.
like lying to anyone. What's wrong
Well,
with the
could you
truth?
just not talk then?
What a novel idea.
Well, asking me to turn a blind eye to this. I say
No,
what's
you
wrong?
can have your eyes open.
You can watch all you want, Diomedes. The truth is, you're not law.
No, but I respect the truth. That is the much.
Well, then respect it as it passes on by. There goes.
No, we could just tell them. We could be like, look, there are sentient creatures who live there. This is their home. You are the ones who are trespassing. So let's just go find another mountain.
Do you think they're going to do that?
I don't know. Do I?
I don't think they will.
I mean, we could go talk to Mr. Borzen and get more information. Be like, maybe there are other mountains.
What do we know of the nature of dwarves? Can I ask?
Yeah.
Do we know just how greedy they can be? Are they the type that would not just leave gold lying around?
They're certainly not detrimentally greedy, and they're absolutely not evil. So you do think that they're, in general, I mean, specific dwarves are just like any specific person of any race. There's not a generalization that you can make, but they're not generally evil. And you think that they're reasonable about the requests. I mean, certainly Borzen told you at the beginning that they didn't really understand what was going on, and so they were trying to figure it out before they went in with explosions. You don't know how they would feel about mitochondriads and mushroom people, but they're not necessarily going to immediately want to slaughter, especially intelligent creatures. They're not. Yeah. These aren't demons.
I don't think that they would slaughter them. I think they would just end up destroying their home and maybe their meld.
But not if it's, I mean, that would probably end up killing them. Even if they did it by accident. So, I
must try and believe in the good of these people.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think especially if we talk to, the one that contracted us out, he must have done it for a reason. Like,
yeah, he didn't want to
bombs down in there and boom boom sticks, but he didn't. So
in a way, we've done our job.
Yeah, let's just talk to him.
At least
you should be the one to do this, Sugar. I believe
should.
You're the ambassador.
Thank you. Yes, we have so many strong personalities with high charisma.
All right, you're gonna go talk to Borzen then.
Yeah.
We'll all go together.
You're a sorcerer too. Wait a second.
Yeah, we're high charisma.
We're all charisma except for Diomedes.
It's not necessarily stat driven. I just think I liked that Sugar was the one who suggested the idea in the first place. I think she's the one fit to kind of like portray the idea. Like go find somewhere else and let these guys live along their lives. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wind your way back out of the underground part of the city to the kind of the outside encampment that's been made, and head back. It's only been at this point a couple of hours, even with all of the dreaming that's been going on. It's late afternoon at this point, and you are led back into the place that Borzen seems to have his office, I guess. He's surrounded by 4 other dwarves in white robes who are all talking excitedly. And as you come on in, they all kind of hush. As you walk in, Borzen gets to his feet and says, I hear you might have some answers. You've been in and out of that place a bunch. Well, what'd you find? What's going on in there?
All right. As we're walking up, I'm gonna channel divinity as we're walking in here to do my emissary of peace, which gives me some like +5 to persuasion.
Okay.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
As you do this, you channel this and imbue yourself, and you think of it as a very subtle thing because you're doing it to yourself, and you don't.
Super subtle.
Is there a verbal component? Is it is it just an ability?
Channel divinity. Yeah, it's just an ability.
It's just okay. So it's just kind of like you don't have to do any arcane gestures or anything. And so you just kind of take a deep breath and center yourself. And you can't help but hear the other dwarves in the room. They all kind of go, when you open your eyes, they're all staring at you wide-eyed.
Okay, calm down. Jeez.
Hi. What's going on? Yes, we are
everybody.
Asimas. I know it's pretty impressive.
Yes, I'm also very pretty. Hi, everybody.
Because she's pretty.
Hi.
What'd you find?
Right.
Dwarves
So
are
we
not
have
the beauty of Asimas.
we have been finding out a lot of really cool things. First of all, I just want you to take like a little chill pill because I have good news and bad news. The good news is that you have made some friends. And this is very good news. Like, we're your friends. And also, there are some creatures who live in a mountain who it's like their ancient home, right? So they've been there and that's where they are. And that's what's related to some of the stuff that's been happening. So what we thought, it's going to be very hard for you to mine there. Like, you actually shouldn't mine there because you'll never be able to not fall asleep. It's very important. So what I think, yep.
Okay.
No, I did it wrong. Leave me alone.
You just made a number happen. Yeah.
No, it's new. D10,000. 3079.
3079.
Yep, that's what it is.
I'll look this up real quick. The next door you open leads to the bottom of the sea.
Whoa.
The next door you open leads to the bottom of the sea.
Sweet.
Nobody will let her open doors.
But you don't know arguments for the 15 months, my friend. Appreciate it.
All right, keep talking, Sugar. Keep going.
So what I think is, we could maybe work together to find like a different mountain because, you being very good people, you would not want to disturb these very intelligent, peaceful beings who only want to be your friends. Right?
So go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. That's a natural one.
Okay.
Oh no!
Well, I take it back.
+5. Just kidding.
Yep.
Borzin looks worried. He says, "So you're saying there's a bunch of mushrooms down there that's gonna make us dream, and we can't mine because there's some mushrooms?"
Well, they're not mushrooms. They're, intelligent. Yes.
Far more intelligent than you could possibly comprehend. There are at least 1 to maybe 10 dwarven mines, I would suggest.
Okay.
Rough estimate. And I've only seen a few dwarven mines in my time.
There's Borzin had been standing there. There had also been these other 4 dwarves in these white robes. One of them right next to him, this female dwarf with long blonde hair. She's got this bright smile on her face as she's been watching you, Sugar. She turns to Borzin and grabs his arm in excitement and says, This is the Lady Chandalar, Lady of Life and Mercy, has sent her to us. This is what we thought was going on. We were correct. This is a holy place. And Borzin kind of rolls his eyes and says, "No, your god didn't make a whole bunch of mushroom people a place that we could just go to sleep. And Amelia, this is crazy." And the female dwarf Amelia says, "No, this is what we have been praying for." And she runs up to you, Sugar, and grabs you. And
Hi.
kneels before you.
Oh, no.
And says, "Oh, great emissary of the Lady of Life and Mercy, please protect and save this holy place from those that would plunder of it, so that we may worship at your feet and at your feet at the goddess Chandalar's feet." And the
At last, some recognition for being Asimov.
The other 3 dwarves in the room who are wearing white immediately kneel, and Borzen continues to roll his eyes and says, "No, so this is why I was saying that, like, there's some that think that this is like a holy place that one of our goddesses thinks, and now they think
Yes.
It's almost all of the things that she said are almost unquestionably false. At the same time, however, maybe they're right. It is awfully convenient."
Amelia looks up at you and says, "You will stay and defend the holy cave for all time, will you?" "But yes, you will. You've been sent by the lady." And she's got this beatific smile on her face as though you
She's
are...
gonna Grail Knight you from Indiana Jones.
She literally, you can see it in her eyes. She believes you are an emissary of her goddess, and
Yes.
they are kneeling at your feet.
Kneel
Yes,
before God, the penitent man.
Yep. I will defend it from anyone who's going to go in there, because you shouldn't unless you're just going to be friendly.
Excellent. We will erect places to worship in this new temple, and it will be protected and safe. Come. And she rises, and the 3 other dwarves, all in white, rise, and they take you and usher you over to the door.
Okay.
You open the door, they're like pushing you towards the door, like they're trying to push you out and back towards. They're nattering on very quickly about how they're gonna make beds and cots, and this is gonna be a place and where people can sleep and connect with. They think that they're talking about this goddess who the dwarves are praying to, this goddess Shandalar, Lady of Life and Mercy, and one of them is just praying under her breath, like yes, Lady of Life and Mercy, thank you for sending us this Azamar who can take us to your holy place and get closer unto you, and may we live in your light and life under your roofs forever. And they're kind of
let's go.
So Dr. Narkovich gave me a wild magic surge, 9080. Everything within 5 feet ceases to exist.
Okay. Within 5 feet of you?
I'm glad I went to the door.
I imagine you're centered on me, yeah. If anything within 5 feet of me just ceases to exist.
Well,
okay.
Campaign, guys.
Here we go. How magic surges. Sugar, you open the door, and it's a door that you expect to go out to the outside, to go back in, to be led wherever. And there's suddenly ocean water pouring in, just gallons upon gallons of water pouring into this room. People start to scream. All of you are suddenly submerged in water as you all take a deep breath. I need everybody to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm notoriously bad at these.
I'm so over this.
Do we get the +4? I mean the
You
+4.
are.
Yeah.
I
How
don't
far
know
do
if
we
you want
have to
it
be from you?
because wait,
10.
Sugar, is that within 5 feet or is that 10 feet?
I was
don't
at
want
the
you to
door,
sit
so
here.
it was whoever was at the door.
I think we're drowning first before we.
I mean,
At this
either way,
moment, at this moment, you are all within 10 feet of her. So you do get the +4, but suddenly this room is just flooded with water. So what do we get? So Sugar got
A 9.
a
Natural
9. Oh jeez.
Yep.
I was supposed to say,
Ziomedes,
every
why are
day.
you suddenly breathing salt water? What happened? What made you suddenly decide to breathe salt water?
It's not every day you suddenly see the door which leads outside to be led to the bottom of the ocean, and I gasp in such shock that I actually just breathe in a whole wave as it just hits me, and it's like just drowning, immediately drowning.
Yeah.
I can't fly in water, and so it's a bit of a shock to me as well.
Ziomedes is immediately drowning. Sugar and Rylan, you were not expecting any of this. So you don't get any air in. You managed to get your mouth closed, so you don't take a mouthful of water, but you didn't get any air. Trinkle, for some reason, you're just on point with, like, everything freaks you out right now, and you kind of still think that maybe you're in a dream, and so, like, you are just prepared for everything, and you've already got a mouthful of air. Like, and you're ready. The room floods I need to. That's exciting. Well, that's even more exciting. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. Borzin grabs hold of his desk, and you hear him, and then he is submerged. The 4 dwarves in the white robes who were helping Sugar, because you guys were the closest to the doors, they all get a face full of water, and everyone goes flying back. The force of the ocean propels everyone back into this room. Rylan, as you are pushed into the center of this room, you suddenly, there's this flash as your lungs fill with water, as you feel like the immediacy of the ocean and the pressure and drowning, and suddenly all the water is gone.
What?
And you can see that Trinkle Trinkle, being so prepared for like just the craziness of dreams and everything, you had stumbled forward into where the door had pushed open, and in that moment, closed the door.
Okay.
And everyone is soaked, and Diomedes is coughing up water, and everyone is freaked out, and Borzin says, "What in the 9 hells was that all about? What?
Maybe I am a god."
Well said. Wasn't.
Did you do that, Sugar?
I think I did that. I didn't mean to.
Just about to say, Bahamut can possibly bestow that power. What the?
Amelia, who had been thrown to the floor from the deluge, is now standing back up again and looks back at you, Sugar, and says, was that a sign? Are we not supposed to take you? Are we...
I'll tell you exactly what it was a sign of. It was
please.
A sign to leave the mountain in peace. Just to leave it, and it will be fine as long as you don't mind there.
Yes, lady. Whatever you say. The 4 dwarves in the white immediately bow again. Borzin.
It's.
Can we mine somewhere else? Can we just like avoid there? Do we have to?
Because this non-believer was going to mine anyway. And I point at Borzin. We must all agree not to mine. And then there will be no water floods.
Rylan, make an intimidation check with advantage because of everything that just happened.
I don't know. They're all idiot dwarves, in my opinion. They probably believe anything. Intimidation of advantage is not 20.
Holy moly!
Borzin, wide-eyed, who obviously up until this moment hadn't believed anything about goddesses and maybe really didn't understand what was going on with the mitochondrians, and like then there's water and there's bowing, and you say all of this, and he looks freaked out and he says, "Yo, no, we'll just stay far away. Like, no gold is worth whatever's going on in there, whether it's the goddess and the mushroom people and whatever. Like, we'll just go mine in a different direction, and if we encounter any of that stuff, we'll just stop. Is that okay?" And he kind of looks at Sugar, and then at Rylan, and Sugar and Rylan, and then like for a moment he's like looking up at the sky like he's praying, and he's like, "Is that okay? Is it okay?"
I think only one more thing needs to be added to this. And that is some kind of offering of like, maybe like a magical short sword?
Okay, yeah, we'll go get I know a guy, and we'll throw that in the cave. You're absolutely right. And he immediately starts to talk with Amelia, and they know this guy who's got a magic short sword. We'll pay him back, and we'll get it. We'll throw that in there, whatever they need.
Don't throw it in the cave. What good would that be?
No, bring it to me. I'll bring it to the cave because I can do that.
I send a message to Zara immediately. It's gonna be
as you guys are talking, they've already made like, oh yeah, we know. We'll go and throw it in the cave, and it'll make the mushroom people who are do the thing all happy. And Amelia opens the door, and then she opens it as she's talking about she's gonna go get the short sword. And they're gonna do all this stuff, and she opens it, and then there's this moment where you're all like, oh! But it looks okay outside. She opens it, and she's, all right, we must be on the right track. If the lady is not making us all wet again, we'll go get and they're the four in the white are gone off to go get the sword. Borzin looks at all of you and says, well, that was not exactly what I was hoping for, but at least now we kind of know what's going on, and it sucks
it's going
to
to
lose
be
all
okay.
that, but
Right.
yeah, all right,
We'll find another
avoid.
place.
Yeah, this mountain's big, right? And if that's gonna be like a holy place, we'll just leave it alone. It'll be fine. All right. Well,
Yeah, if you make it a
Don't wanna
holy
get wet
sanctuary, maybe you can find another mountain. Like she'll lead you to it. So continue to pray, and Sugar will continue to pray. So
I heard something about an under mountain coming out soon. You should try that one.
oh no, we heard about that. No, we don't want to go there. Listen. We heard about those dwarves that dug too deep. We're not gonna be those dwarves. We're not gonna make that that mistake.
We've helped
Next
you not
season,
be
maybe.
those dwarves.
Not down. In.
Right.
That's what my
in, not
grandpa
down.
always said. Yeah,
All
Bobby
right.
always said, "Oh, in, not down." Okay. Well, all right.
Wow.
Well,
TMI.
I don't know how long it's gonna take your friend to wake up, but we'll make sure you guys got like a comfy place to be until then. And is there anything I could get? We didn't really agree on like a payment or anything. I talked to your manager, and she had just said that you guys were perfect for the job. What? How can I thank you for
Well, I do
helping
know.
you figure out what you need to do in the situation by intervening with the gods? Sugar, how could they help us out? Maybe you should pray on it.
I'll think about it, and you know what? When me and my friend Nyla and all my other friends here wake up in the morning, we will let you know.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna
short
do
sword,
a
though.
whole
That's a
ritual
good
tonight
start.
to figure out what would be best.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, we made sure that short.
like herbs.
We'll make sure that short sword gets thrown in there for the mushroom.
I
people
can
to use.
definitely. I could bring it myself, but sure, you can do that too.
You said so. We're offering.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
need to do it,
Yeah.
Sugar? I mean, being the emissary, do you need to do it like?
I might need to do it. Yeah.
There are people of peace. I don't think they'll have use for a sword, but
It's
But
an
no, it's a
offering,
sign. She could
Diomedes.
bury the sword, you know? Like,
Do you know anything about
bury
religion?
Yes, Diomedes.
apparently not, because I didn't know the sugar was a goddess of.
Well, now you
Well,
do, so maybe you should start
Hush
treating
now.
me like one.
Right,
Listen,
I think we've overstayed our luck.
Yep.
I gotta divert a couple mining operations to go in another direction. Why don't I'll set you guys up with an inn inside, and you stay the night,
We
and
like
then in the
inns.
morning you tell me, yeah.
Yeah.
And-
yeah.
As you guys walking out to go collect Nyla, there'll be a couple of guards who will help you to an inn back inside in the main town that's inside of Berzamund, and you can see that there's excitement and people are talking in hushed tones about mushroom gods and their own lady and all kinds of interesting rumors that are going about, and we'll stop there. And next week, y'all can decide what you're gonna ask for from Boris and Opal Pike, and maybe Nyla will have some questions, and maybe we'll go on another adventure as the Cave of Dreams is left alone for another couple thousand years for the mitochondrian colony. Yay!
Yay!
That was not at all what I was expecting to happen. That went in a direction. That went in several directions.
Ian Peck.
Yeah, wild magic
Amazing.
surges, man.
Yeah. To getcha. That's the second time I've had a cult. Twice now.
Yeah.
Technically, it's not a cult. Technically, they are an actual religious organization.
Hashtag not a goal.
It just happened to work out.
We swear we're
What's
not
the
a cult.
difference? Really?
I've had it.
I swear. I'm not an adult.
Yeah, as long as you don't say it's a cult, that's what means it's not a cult, right? I mean, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The
And they,
cults don't say it's a cult.
no cults.
That's rule number one. Great stuff, my friends. Well, that's what we're going to do in tonight's episode of Monthly Modules. Normally we have Atomic Cthulhu, but I am stealing away Greg and going to record some of the final episodes of the Tomes and Tentacles podcast. So we'll have to do that because our schedules are crazy and we're going to have to do it at some point. And we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for the first episode of a two-part series of Triumvine, which is actually on the Kickstarters right now, which I'll go and meet you guys. But we'll be playing that with myself, Jonathan Pruitt from WebDM, Mike from Unmade Gaming, Mythomatic, and Sid. So drop by at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for that. But let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with our Dungeon Master, Obo Crazy. What did you think?
You know what? I love it when I'm just as shocked about what direction a game is going to go in as anybody else. And the more I get to just sit and listen to y'all do amazing role playing, the happier I am. So that was incredible. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see some of the fallout from this sharing. But yeah, nice job, everybody. So yeah, I'm Lauren. I go by Obo Crazy online. You can find me as Obo Crazy in most places. The podcast that I DM for called Dungeon Drunks comes out every Monday, and you can find us at Dungeon Drunks on Twitter. You can find us at dungeondrunks.com. And if you happen to be one of the people going to the Rooster Teeth convention in Austin, Texas in August, we have our live game coming up there where we raise money for charity. So definitely check us out at RTX. And oh yeah, and shirt. And remember, get the awesome Lambert House shirt because we like supporting awesome people, and D&D is for everyone.
Rock and roll. Other Lauren. Same questions.
Better Lauren.
Yes. Hi. No. Equal Lauren. All right. Hi. Yes. My name is Lauren. I had a lot of fun today. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was an episode I really loved it. You can find me over on Twitter at ThatSaltyGinger. I'm playing a lot of games, especially this summer. I'm on the Greyhawk channel Thursday afternoons at 1 p.m. and then gonna be there again with Greg DMing on Saturday nights. Then what else do we have? We have a lot of things. We got some Conan coming up. That's on Grimjack 21502. And our big thing is Pulp Cthulhu, Project Athena. The best campaign ever. I love it a lot. And that's on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern over on Greg's channel, Grimjack 21502. I urge you to check it out because it's just my favorite thing in the world.
Great stuff. And Chris.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy episode. I could barely keep up, but I actually really enjoyed the part where you was able to like kind of experience other people's memories because that was a nice way to see someone else's backstory without it being kind of like just, you know, in your face, and it was weird. It was cool. But yeah, so glad we're finally out of that damn cave because I forgot how many times we went in there just to figure something out and then end up running back out and going, yep, that didn't work. But finally actually giving ourselves into the actual poison was the way forward. It was like, yeah, it was weird. But yeah, so other than that, you can find me on Twitter at Senrith_. And other than that, yeah, I'll be back here next Monday. Hopefully we'll get some cool stuff from the dwarves.
Yeah, awesome. And Toto D.
Oh, that was really fun. I'm glad I got to make it in and get out of my appointment on time. Like, not on time, but like rush back. And thank you so much for like bringing me back in, even though I know you guys were like, oh, we had to change things up. So I really appreciate that. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Like, I think like everyone said, I did not expect this to go the way it went. But hey, you know, that's the fun thing about Dungeons and Dragons is that it's almost fun in the fact that because you're working with so many like factors, that it always will end up almost being even better than you anticipate, because it's even cooler. Because you're like, oh man, I would have never thought about that, but yeah, this is cool. So no, and I think like Chris had said, like it was really fun to kind of experience other people's memories, and I think this will definitely have some healthy / maybe repercussions on the group in a way, because you know, as much as I like love Sugar, I don't know really hardly anything about her other than the fact that she's sparkly and pretty, and I like her. But so I really enjoyed that, learning a little bit more about Sugar today. So I can only imagine what's gonna happen next week, and hopefully we'll have Nyla back. Because I miss her. So anyway, yeah. My name is Totodi. I am a Twitch streamer. Plus, I am very fun on Twitter. So I'll put that in the chat. Feel free to come hang out with me anytime you can. I am very bubbly and social. So yeah. Thanks for having me.
Great stuff. Awesome. Thanks so much, Totodi. Well, it's been awesome fun as always, guys. Normally have Atomic Cthulhu, but like I mentioned, we'll be off to record some Tomes and Tentacles podcast. So we'll be Cthulhuing nonetheless, but we'll be back on the live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for the first episode of Triumvine, which I'll link to you guys here in the chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're actually playing in the D&D5E rules, but the setting of Triumvine with a amazing cast of players. So I'll see you guys again then. Until next time, however, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.